Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about subscription models have revolutionized businesses.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Subscription models have fundamentally transformed the way businesses operate, creating a significant shift from traditional one-time purchases to ongoing relationships with customers. By offering products or services on a recurring payment basis, businesses have found a more sustainable and predictable revenue stream, while customers benefit from convenience and personalized experiences. One of the primary reasons subscription models have become so popular is their ability to generate consistent and reliable income for businesses. Unlike one-time transactions, subscriptions ensure that revenue flows regularly, making financial forecasting and planning much easier. This model also allows businesses to build long-term relationships with their customers, which increases loyalty and reduces the need for constant marketing efforts to attract new buyers. For customers, subscription models provide convenience and value. Instead of having to repeatedly purchase a product or service, they gain uninterrupted access through a recurring payment. Take music and video streaming services, for example. Platforms like Spotify and Netflix offer access to extensive libraries of content for a small monthly fee, replacing the need to buy individual albums or DVDs. Similarly, subscription boxes in industries like beauty, fitness, and food have introduced an element of surprise and customization, creating an enjoyable and engaging customer experience. The adaptability of subscription models across industries is another reason for their success. What started with newspapers and magazines has expanded to software, entertainment, e-commerce, and even healthcare. Software companies, for instance, have largely transitioned from selling perpetual licenses to subscription-based services, known as software as a service, SaaS. This shift not only makes high-quality tools more affordable but also ensures regular updates and customer support. However, businesses adopting subscription models must be mindful of challenges such as churn rates, where customers cancel their subscriptions. To address this, companies are increasingly focusing on delivering ongoing value through personalized offerings, improved customer service, and flexible pricing plans. Subscription models have revolutionized businesses by fostering consistent revenue, enhancing customer experiences, and adapting to diverse industries. As the world becomes increasingly digital, this approach is likely to remain a dominant and innovative force in the global economy.
That is the end of section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about how street art shapes urban identity.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Street art has evolved from being considered an act of rebellion to becoming a celebrated form of creative expression that significantly impacts urban identity. Found on walls, buildings, and public spaces, street art serves as a visual narrative, reflecting the culture, history, and aspirations of a city's community. One of the most powerful aspects of street art is its ability to tell stories. Murals and graffiti often represent social issues, political movements, or cultural traditions, giving a voice to underrepresented communities. For example, street art in cities like Berlin and Bogota depicts struggles for freedom, justice, and equality, transforming public spaces into platforms for dialogue and awareness. This makes street art not just visually compelling but also socially relevant. Street art also has the unique ability to transform neglected urban spaces. A dilapidated wall or an abandoned alley can become a vibrant piece of art, breathing new life into a neighborhood. This transformation often fosters a sense of pride and ownership among residents, strengthening their connection to the community. Moreover, it attracts visitors and tourists, contributing to local economies and showcasing the city's creative talent. In shaping urban identity, street art celebrates diversity and individuality. Each piece is a reflection of the artist's perspective, which adds layers of meaning to the city's character. Cities like Melbourne and Rio de Janeiro, known for their iconic street art scenes, have embraced this medium as part of their cultural identity. These cities often hold festivals or designate areas for murals, encouraging collaboration between artists and the community. However, the role of street art in urban identity is not without controversy. Debates often arise over the fine line between artistic expression and vandalism. While commissioned murals are widely accepted, unauthorized graffiti can sometimes be viewed as damaging or disruptive. Striking a balance between preserving public property and fostering creative freedom remains a challenge for many cities. In conclusion, street art shapes urban identity by amplifying voices, revitalizing spaces, and celebrating cultural diversity. It is a powerful medium that captures the spirit of a city, leaving a lasting impression on its residents and visitors alike. As street art continues to evolve, it will undoubtedly remain a vital force in defining and redefining urban landscapes.
That is the end of Section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about how critical thinking is taught in schools.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Critical thinking has become an essential skill in modern education, as it empowers students to analyze information, solve problems effectively, and make informed decisions. Schools around the world are prioritizing this skill, integrating it into various subjects and teaching methodologies to prepare students for a rapidly changing and information-heavy world. One of the primary ways schools teach critical thinking is by encouraging inquiry-based learning. Instead of simply memorizing facts, students are guided to ask questions, evaluate evidence, and draw their own conclusions. For instance, in science classes, they might analyze experimental data to identify patterns, while in literature, they may interpret texts to understand themes and motives. This approach fosters curiosity and independent thought. Another strategy is the incorporation of problem-solving activities. By presenting students with real-world challenges, teachers encourage them to brainstorm solutions, evaluate alternatives, and defend their reasoning. For example, students might work on projects that address environmental sustainability or social issues, allowing them to apply critical thinking skills to practical scenarios. Debates and discussions are also widely used to cultivate critical thinking. These activities require students to articulate their ideas, consider opposing viewpoints, and refine their arguments. Engaging in debates not only strengthens reasoning skills but also teaches students to approach issues from multiple perspectives. Similarly, collaborative group work encourages students to share ideas, challenge assumptions, and develop consensus-based solutions. Moreover, schools are increasingly using technology to enhance critical thinking. Digital tools like simulations, coding programs, and interactive platforms allow students to experiment and explore concepts in innovative ways. For example, virtual labs can help students test scientific hypotheses, while educational games develop logical reasoning and decision-making skills. Assessment methods also play a crucial role in teaching critical thinking. Instead of relying solely on standardized tests, educators use assignments that require analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Essays, case studies, and research projects push students to apply higher-order thinking and demonstrate their understanding. Schools are fostering critical thinking through inquiry-based learning, problem-solving activities, debates, technology, and innovative assessments. By teaching students to question, analyze, and reason, educators are equipping them with the tools to navigate complex issues and contribute meaningfully to society.
That is the end of Section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4.
You will hear lecturer talking about the evolution of distance learning.
First, you have some time to look at question 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer question 31 to 40.
Distance learning has undergone a remarkable transformation over the years, evolving from simple correspondence courses to highly interactive online platforms. This shift has redefined education, breaking geographical barriers and making learning accessible to millions across the globe. The roots of distance learning can be traced back to the late 19th century when correspondence courses allowed students to receive lessons and send their assignments by mail. This system provided opportunities for individuals who couldn't attend traditional schools due to distance or other constraints. Although effective for its time, it lacked the immediacy and interactivity of face-to-face education. The advent of radio and television in the 20th century brought significant advancements. Educational programs broadcast through these mediums expanded the reach of learning to even remote areas. For instance, televised lectures became a popular way to deliver lessons, enabling a broader audience to gain knowledge. However, these methods were still largely one-sided, with minimal opportunities for student engagement or feedback. The true revolution in distance learning came with the rise of the Internet in the late 20th century. Online learning platforms allowed students to access lectures, resources, and assignments anytime, anywhere. This level of flexibility was unprecedented. Catering to diverse learners, including working professionals, parents, and individuals with disabilities. Virtual classrooms introduced real-time interaction, enabling discussions, group projects, and even exams to be conducted online. Over time, advancements in technology have further enhanced distance learning. Artificial intelligence now personalizes educational experiences, adapting content to individual needs and learning styles. Augmented and virtual reality tools create immersive environments, making subjects like history, science, and engineering more engaging and practical. Mobile apps and gamified learning platforms have also made education more interactive and enjoyable, appealing especially to younger audiences. However, the evolution of distance learning has not been without challenges. Issues like digital divides, lack of personal interaction, and the need for self-discipline remain significant barriers. Despite this, distance learning continues to evolve, driven by innovation and the increasing demand for flexible, accessible education. The evolution of distance learning reflects the advancement of technology and society's changing needs. From correspondence courses to AI-driven platforms, it has revolutionized education, ensuring that learning is no longer confined to traditional classrooms but is available to anyone, anywhere, at any time.
That is the end of Section 4. Now, you have half a minute to check your answers.